Hello guys, it's Vlogs with Sports Instantly reaction. Another Halloween Fest reaction to 10 freakiest creepypastas ever told part 2. Hopefully the video don't lag. When I tried to do this earlier, it started lagging like crazy. Like it looked really bad, so hopefully it won't lag. And if it does, my apologies. Hey Jack. Hi Jack. You gonna be part of the video, baby? But anyway, all the links in the description below. So if this video does lag, still watch it, but also watch the original video because there will be no lag. But anyway, let's go.
It's that time once again, friends. Uncle Matt's going to tell you a bedtime story.
Okay.
Oh, yes, time indeed.
The
age-old tradition of telling ghost stories around a campfire has gotten a digital upgrade with creepypastas. Scary stories that spread across websites, social media, and message boards, becoming internet lore that are discussed both on and offline. The product of some scary storyteller's imagination? Perhaps, but a lot of the time, that doesn't make it any less scary. These stories kept me up at night, and they might just have the same effect on you. So if you're a light sleeper, I'll warn you to proceed with caution, because here are the 10 freakiest creepypastas ever told, part 2. Number 1 is Anassi's Goatman story. This story tells of a group of 11 teenagers who spend the night in a trailer out in the Alabama woods. They're having fun until a nasty smell fills the campsite, like cooking blood and singed hair. They try to make the best of their camping experience, but later, when they all come together for dinner, the food is portioned out to feed 12.
Wait, what? There's 11 of them. What the heck?
Quickly, they realize that someone else has joined their group. What they didn't know is that those woods were filled with goat men, shape-shifting beasts of Native American legend. From that point on, the young kids never knew if it was their friends they were speaking to, or something else.
Number 2 is Honora Petrova. Honora Petrova was one of the most promising figure skaters in the United States until she came across the Wikipedia page made in her name. Oddly enough, instead of just reporting on what she had done, it also predicted her wins prior to her competitions. Everything was seemingly going okay until Honora decided to edit her own Wikipedia page in order to guarantee herself a win. From there, her life spiraled out of control in a series of terrible events. First, a freak accident involving a performer's blade breaking off of their skate and firing into the stands where she had been sitting and leaving her disfigured. This had been predicted on her Wikipedia page as well. Things became worse and worse, and eventually her Wikipedia page updated with Honora Petrova is a pathetic little orphan. Her family dead and left with nothing, her life was eventually snuffed out when her Wikipedia page updated itself and pronounced her dead. It was never known who or what was behind those fatefully accurate updates on her Wikipedia page.
Number 3 is Candle Cove. Back in the early 1970s, there was a show known as Candle Cove, which featured creepy marionette puppets. User SkyShale003 created an online chat room to discuss the show with others to see if they also recalled watching the low-budget television show, as it gave him terrible nightmares that he still lives with to this day. Surprisingly, he quickly found others who shared their own memories of Candle Cove, including Pirate Percy, the Skin Taker, and Horace the Horrible. The conversation quickly turned to the final episode of the show, where the members recalled the puppets bursting into horrific screams that left SkyShale003 and others in the forum crying in horror, who have also been living with the constant nightmares. One specific user, Mike Painter65, shocked that he wasn't alone, decided to consult his mother about why he was ever allowed to watch this show as a child. However, his mother was surprised that the man ever remembered Candle Cove, telling him that as a boy, he would sit in front of a static television screen of dead air for 30 minutes each day, saying that he was watching his favorite pirate show.
Number 4 is No End House. A young man named David Williams was up to a challenge. He
Never
was
heard this
going to be
one
given
before.
$500 if he could make it through a haunted house all by himself. But upon entering what was called the no-end house and facing unspeakable horrors, he quickly regretted his decision. He was attacked by biting insects, he had to interact with terrifying apparitions and beasts, and he even had to witness the own murder of his parents. But through it all, David eventually makes it to what he believes to be the next to final room, room 8. In this room, he finds an exact clone of himself seated in a chair with a knife nearby. On his clone's chest was the number 9. David is forced to essentially kill himself in order to escape. Although he gets his hands on the $500 exit prize, he eventually drives home only to realize that the number 10 is etched into his door. And all he can do is laugh as he realizes there truly is no end to No End House.
Number 5 is the Russian sleep experiment. Back in the 1940s, shortly after World War II, Russian researchers exposed 5 people to experimental gas with the intention of keeping them awake for 15 days. Locked away with no outside world contact, the subjects simply went insane. When the time was up, the subjects were found in states of partial mutilation, flesh and muscle torn from their bodies with their own fingertips. One subject lay dead, used as a food source by the other 4, despite food rations having been provided. To this very day, nobody knows exactly what occurred during the experiments or what the intentions of the researchers were, but the results were undeniable.
Number 6 is Abandoned by Disney. A Disney theme park known as Treasure Island in Bakers Bay, Bahamas was abandoned by Disney. This was after a failed $30 million construction project, and it has since become known as a ghost town. One individual foolishly ventured into the eerie, darkened park to explore. The chilling experience took a turn for the worse when he entered the mascots only area. Inside, he discovered a number of Disney costumes, but there was one costume, a Mickey Mouse costume, that was laid out in a way that was a little bit more sinister than the others. The costume appeared itself to be a murder victim. As the man attempted to take a photo, the Mickey Mouse costume sprung to life. Want to see my head come off? The costume asked, and without waiting for an answer, the costume began to tear at its own head and neck. Thick, chunky yellow blood spilled everywhere, and the man turned and ran out, noting that above the door to the mascots only area was written "Abandoned by God." He never went back, and it's unknown if the Mickey Mouse costume is still there waiting for its next visitor.
Number 7 is My Dead Girlfriend.
You know what? Let's go to that Mickey Mouse place. Why not? I'm joking. No, someone had to be stupid to go to that. You have to be stupid. But yeah, this is Halloween Fest, and I want to keep playing this video a little bit more. But I also wanted to say that I'm gonna react to some Goosebumps episodes. I'm probably gonna deal with a lot of lag, like this one kind of lags with that second guy talks, but the audio should keep up. So, and again, all the links will be in the description. I am gonna be reacting to some Goosebumps episodes still. But let's get back to the video.
Friend keeps messaging me. A young man named Nathan was having a hard time coping with the passing of his girlfriend Emily, unable to come to terms with deleting her off of his Facebook. One day, he received a hello from her in the form of a Facebook message. Originally, thinking her account was hacked, he disregarded it. That was until a barrage of nonsensical messages followed, as well as her tagging herself in pictures that she was not visible. Nathan realized that the messages she was receiving were simply recycled portions of previous chats the couple had in the past, which wasn't a reason for alarm. That was until a message with the word freezing came through. That was, in fact, the last message that Emily had ever sent Nathan while she was still alive, and only he knew of it. Distraught, Nathan understandably went to seek help, but before leaving his computer, got a final notification of being tagged in a picture with Emily. It was of him, in his room, at his computer, posting the story online.
Number 8 is The Expressionless. In June of 1972, a woman arrived...
Okay, that was messed up. That one's really realistic. I have to say that one in No End House. Not knowing how the Russian sleeping spirit, and probably No Wind House too. They're probably the most 3 realistic.
At Cedars-Sinai Hospital in nothing but a white gown covered in blood. The woman was different from your typical patient. She inspired terror in anyone who witnessed her. The woman appeared as if though she were a living mannequin and had a bloodied kitten clamped within her mouth. She spit it out on the floor before collapsing and remained motionless as she was transported to the emergency room. When doctors arrived, she smiled and revealed sharp, jagged teeth. A doctor nervously asked, "What are you?" The woman with inhuman speed bit out the doctor's jugular and then whispered, "I am God." She feasted on the security guards who entered the room to stop her before she escaped the hospital. And she has never been seen since.
Oh shoot!
Number 9 is Mr.
Look, guys. I'm gonna show you something. Where I live, I'm surrounded by a 16-acre field down that way, down southwest area. So yay! So she could be in the woods. She could be up there watching me right now. Mr.
Widemouth. Sick with a case of mono, a 5-year-old boy developed an imaginary friend with a wide mouth.
Because I've seen D-Crack react to the creepypasta, like full creepypasta, so I'll probably react to it too, like I did with the Candle Cove.
Grin to help him cope with his illness. The bored and lonely child enjoyed the company of Mr. Widemouth, who soon came up with a game to play, leaping from the 2nd story of his home. Mr. Widemouth continued to try to get the young boy to do other extremely dangerous things, including juggle knives. Luckily, despite all of Mr. Widemouth's suggestions, the boy continued to refuse. One of the strangest refusals that the boy recalls is an instance in which Mr. Widemouth suggested that the boy follow him down a trail, which he also refused. Years later, that boy became a young man and decided to travel down that very path, only to realize that it led to a graveyard filled with many children's tombstones.
And number 10 is Smile Dog. In 2007, an amateur writer paid a visit to a woman named Mary E. in Chicago because she claimed to have a story that she wanted to share with him that he might have wanted to write about. When he arrived at her home, he found her locked up in her bedroom where she was crying profusely and ranting about nightmares and visions. All of this was centered around an image she had viewed called smile.jpg. It was said that viewing this image, which consisted of a smiling dog, would incite insanity upon anyone who viewed it. The smiling dog would invade their dreams and demand that they share the image, or else they would certainly die. Mary E. intended to share the image with the writer in order to save herself from certain death, but eventually she changed her mind. Soon after, Mary E. took her own life, unable to cope with the endless assaults from the smiling dog. Nearly a year later, the author was sent an email with an attachment. It was the smile.jpg image, and his curiosity was too much to bear. The author foolishly opened the image and looked upon it. To save himself, the author posted this story online for anyone unfortunate enough to come across it.
And that's it.
Oh, God.
And Rob Dyke, who's behind me, for helping me with this extra creepy episode.
I dropped it because I looked closely at it and it had his freaking face smiling at me. I just be like, oh, God. I tell you, I hate them. I hate that. But anyway, all the links are below. Wait, what? It ended? Oh, it's still recording. Oh, I thought it ended. Never mind. Sorry, guys. I didn't see the blue thing. For some reason it got me. I think it's because when I fell it moved. But anyway, all the links are below. And make sure to hit the subscribe button. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.